Good day, everyone. Welcome to Financial Liberties in Mexico, YouTube's newest channel focusing on everything about Mexico, the economy, finance, investing, and all other topics related to investing in Mexico. Are you wondering about banking in Mexico, in particular investment banking in Mexico? And today's video is a webinar interview I did with Bernardo Gonzàlez last year. It was on the main Financial Liberties channel, but we're migrating all the content to here. And Bernardo goes through his presentation on why expats are moving to Mexico, banking in Mexico, and what Actinver actually has to offer. We hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it.
My name is Vin Maru from Financial Liberties, and today we have Bernardo Gonzalez from Actinver, who is going to be talking about investment banking in Mexico. So I started the it's the investor and entrepreneur group on Facebook a while ago, and we built a pretty good audience. And so we've invited some people from there, and then I've also posted on LinkedIn with some of my connections in my group there on LinkedIn. So hopefully we'll have some LinkedIn members as well. So just a bit of background, I've been in the financial markets for about 20 years myself, doing coverage on precious metals and various sectors, recently focusing on the fintech space and how digital currencies are getting introduced into the financial system. But obviously in Mexico, there's a lot of traditional banking that still continues to go on. And I met with a representative from Actinver about a year ago, opened an account, and then got to talking to her and letting her know that I'm kind of building this community of people that are interested in investing in entrepreneurship in Mexico. And then I got to meet Bernardo I think it's about a month ago in Puerto Vallarta, at their breakfast presentation, and we connected very well. So I asked him to come on and be on this webinar and share some information that he's going to be sharing soon in his presentation. So maybe towards the end of this presentation, we'll have some room for some Q&A for people. But other than that, I think, Bernardo, if you'd like, maybe introduce yourself and then get right into the presentation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vin. Thank you, everyone, for being there also. I am Bernardo Gonzalez. I'm in charge of the expat strategy in Actinver, which is a Mexican bank. I will talk about Actinver and a few options a little bit later. So I also used to work with mortgages for foreigners. I'm an industrial engineer from career. I was invited to the bank for the very well management of my investments before around 2009. Then I specialized in expats banking in Mexico, which is what I'm going to talk about a little bit of today. Okay, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sure everyone else can,
Okay,
unless
perfect. There you go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I just clicked by mistake. No, so Actinver is a 100% Mexican financial group focused on investment management and formed by financial advisory and portfolio management specialists. Yeah. It is the head advisor to individuals and companies in Mexico. We're the fifth asset manager in Mexico. So we're the fifth place of asset management in Mexico. Taking into account there are also very big international banks in our country as well. Okay, so we are all throughout Mexico. We have 48 financial centers or offices or branches, how it's called, in the main cities. Okay, so what I manage is Los Cabos, Mazatlán, Vallarta, San Miguel de Allende, Cancún, León, Querétaro, and Ajijic. In Actinver, we don't have a territory, meaning that anybody can be attended from anybody in the office. So if you're living out in the States, you can be attended from any office, or if you're living in Cancun or Oaxaca or wherever, you can be attended at the office you choose to be attended. Okay, so that's not a deal with us. This is a little bit of timeline. So we started as a fund operator in 1994. I'm not going to go everything. So we bought Bursamex in 2004, which was a Casa de Bolsa, like a broker's house in the States. Also in 2006, we bought Lloyd, which was a fund company in Mexico as well. And also then 2013, we did the IPO in the Mexican exchange. And in 2021, we separated our companies in the US and Spain, and also our companies in Mexico. So before they were together, but after we had a new president, the wealthy Mexicans were very concerned if the company was linked to a Mexican company. So we also have our wealth management company in the States, and we also have our wealth management company in Mexico. This infrastructure was put in place to serve Mexican wealthy individuals. At this moment, Actinver also has a career or a race uh, for financial education in Mexico. So we have also a tech platform named DIN that opens investment accounts since 100 pesos, so or 50 pesos. So every Mexican has access to investment accounts. Okay, just to give you a background, out of 6 out of 10 Americans have an investment account, and in Mexico right now it's around 4 out of 1,000. So it's very low what investment. So taking into account right now, Mexican rates are around 10%. So a lot of Mexicans are not taking advantage of that. I mean, after the pandemic, the numbers shift a lot. A lot of Mexicans were interested in investing their money. So now we're getting into the volume frame of Mexico is getting into that frame as well. Okay. 2023 we also signed an agreement with JP Morgan. So we are bringing a JP Morgan fund to our Mexican or to our investors in Actinver, which is a very good option also for investing. Yeah. So this presentation has the intention to explain everything you need to know about Mexico. I don't know how many of you been here or are not here, but we're going to go a little bit about bureaucracy. So Mexican banking can be very deceiving, even for Mexican nationals. Normally, you get into a bank, you get a paper, you wait 40 minutes to get attended. And once you get to the teller, nobody speaks English. So that's kind of one of the big thing. And I'll tell you the difference what we do here, okay? So banking regulation is very strict, meaning that for many purposes, we need the physical signature. Like if you want to wire money to an account that is not registered in your account, we need the physical signature. So, but by this, what I want to say is that the Mexican financial system is always protecting the user. Okay, sometimes some people from outside Mexico are not used to make the same signature, and we need the signature to be the same as it is the passport. You know, some things that are very different in Mexico than in other countries. So you always need to get involved with a bank that understands your need in order to have a very good experience. And we are here in Actinver, we're committed to our customers. Yeah. So what are the advantages or perks here is that we have dollar-denominated accounts. Being a private bank or investment bank give us access to the best yields. We're a publicly traded bank, and by that I don't mean you maybe want to buy our stock, but being a publicly traded bank, it means that we need to comply with international rules. So our compliance department is very hard. We also have financing for foreigners, which is a loan advance. I'll let you know a little bit more about that. We have remote access. We have an app in English for banking. Let's say you want to make domestic transfers, to pay your carpenter, to make any payments inside Mexico. So you can do that from your phone. There's no international wire fees. There's a lot of banks that are charging money to receive over here. And sorry, to receive money in Mexico. So we don't have those fees. Okay. We have multi-currency payments, meaning we can pay in different countries in the world. Let's say we receive one transfer in dollars or pesos, and we can make 15, 20, or 30 liquidations throughout the world. We do that because we also manage a lot of accounts from agriculture, exporters and importers, and these people are sending money back and forth, okay? And we also have dollar-denominated insurance for Mexico. So what are the banking services you should have in Mexico is you should have a checking account, you should have a debit card, electronic banking, an investment portfolio, and a loan advance. Having a loan advance is maybe you don't need a loan or you don't need money right now, but having your first loan in Mexico will get you to start building a credit score and maybe have access to a mortgage, to a credit card, to some other different loans or credits that you want to access in Mexico. That's kind of what is the root of people. Some people want to buy a property and they see they don't have access to mortgage or the rates are too high. So once you start building your credit score in Mexico, and it's very easy, we just need a loan that has a guarantee of your same investments. So it's very easy though, okay? Why having an account in Mexico? A lot of people's coming down here with a lot of cash, no? So when you come with dollars, you go to the teller to exchange them, you might get ripped with about 1 peso or 1 peso 20, which is around 10% or 9% of your money, okay? So if you wire dollars to your account and then you exchange them when you're here or when there is a better chance, then you get the interbanking rate, which normally is a lot better every time. Okay. So whether you're going to buy dollars or you're going to sell dollars, the best way is to send them into your account and then wait for a moment, like these few days when the exchange rate is very high, so you get the best out of your dollars. Yeah, like we had, I don't know, maybe 50% of our customers waiting for a good exchange rate, and we started changing this week already for a few customers that wanted to get the best out of the dollars. In the meantime, when you hold the dollars in Mexico, you can be getting from 3.5 to 4.5% of a rate. And there's also sophisticated investment like derivatives or FX notes or something that makes a very big difference in the yield. Okay. So you have cash access with your debit card. You can also have cash in the teller. You have access to loans. You have capital growth because you're diversifying, so you're investing in a new country. Investing in Mexico, you can invest also in everything you invest in the world. Let's say companies like Apple, Amazon, some FX nodes, some Forex. You can do everything you can do in world banking, and you can also do it in Mexico. Like in Mexico, there are some companies or stocks that are imported on ETFs as well. So you could be investing in the equities you already know from your region country. You could be also investing in them through Mexico. Okay, so you have diversification. You have a new account. You have a different investment strategy, and also you can do your payments. In Mexico, there's a perception that it is a cash economy. Of course, there's a lot of people paying in cash, but if you ask for the account, and you will get an account to make the payments, and you will also contribute to the tax system in Mexico, which is also getting better every day. Yeah. So why don't we have long lines here? Because we come from the private banking sector. So if when you get to an Actinver office, it looks like this, then you get invited to have a coffee. You get the Wi-Fi network, and then you sit a little bit on the couch to wait for your turn, or you make an appointment for to get attended. Okay, so every time you have an attention, it's one is you make an appointment or you get to the branch to make your cash movements. But we don't have, like, we don't serve the volume, meaning that we don't serve, we call it here the nomina, which is like the payroll. So we don't take payrolls from companies. So we don't have 30, 40 people making the line. Okay, we go into investment banking and private banking. So that's what we do. And that's why the offices is like, it would be like a lawyer's office, which is normally this empty. Okay, people serve themselves in the app. They're already informed by their banker what they're doing with the money. So mostly, most of our customers have our WhatsApp number and WhatsApp contacts for the banker and also for the director of the office. And examples of personalized attention. Let's say you want to send money to the States, to Canada, wherever. So if you get into Actinver, we will already have all the forms filled for you. So you sign and we get things ready. In other banks, you will need to find your way. No? And I tell you, because I still use another banks for some purposes, and it is sometimes very hard because they don't get the type of the attention. The thing is, when the advisors in a private banking system, they get paid by how they serve well or they serve better to the customer. Okay, once they grow the portfolio, they also get they get better, but they don't get paid for the money being just laid there. They don't get paid for just opening an account, but they get paid for growing the business. So we're into growing the capital. And that is one of the main reasons why our exchange rate is also at the best level. We are not really interested in making money in the exchange rate, but we're interested in maximizing your investment. So we know if we give you a better price, you're going to have more money to manage and you're going to have more capital to invest. Okay. So in Mexico, in Actinver, you can manage Mexican pesos, you can have US dollars, and you can also have euros in your account, and also any ETF of whatever currency in the world you like. Yeah. Normally in Mexico, you open an account. So you have your Mexican peso account, you have your dollar account, you have your euro account. Here in the same account, you have the 3 different currencies in your investment account. What are the requirements? Is official ID, passport with a signature is the best. Migration form. This can be the tourist visa even. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to be a resident, you don't need to be a temporary resident. We just need to prove your legal stance in Mexico, meaning that I'm requested to prove that you're legal in Mexico, and that's it, okay? We do need a social security or a tax number from your country of origin. One second. Sí, gracias. We need a proof of address, a phone number, and email address. Yeah. So you do need to be in Mexico to open an account because the migration form has a term or a year, and you also have to come in and sign the documents. Yeah. Sometimes we can send the file to sign if we already met you in the office and we did all the paperwork. We can send the paperwork to sign to your home as well. But here you can register your address in the state or wherever you come from. You don't need to have an address in Mexico, which is also required by many other banks. Okay, this is very important. And also, sorry, okay. Also, you need to check out the operation with foreign banks. We can do wires back and forth. We normally ask you your accounts in the world so we can have them registered in our system. That's it. And one second. There you go. Once they're registered in our system, just with a phone call away or with an email, we can send money back and forth. Well, we can send money to your accounts. Okay, so we always ask your accounts, whatever. Sometimes people say, "No, I'm never gonna send money from Mexico to the States." Guys, you'll be amazed of how many people have done this because they sold their home, they're doing a business in Mexico, and sometimes their wealth in Mexico is getting higher than it is in the States or the country of origin. So there are wires back and forth. Yeah. Also, when you send dollars or euros to your Actinver account, it is a domestic transfer because we have accounts in Canada, we have accounts in the States, we have accounts in Europe. So when you do this transfer, it's a domestic transfer to your bank and you don't imply in international wire fees that you're doing. Also, you get the same day transfer, meaning that when you send the money down here, every day, if you send it before noon, you can receive the money here before the afternoon. And also, if you send it from your account in Actinver to your country of origin, normally it's the same day it arrives. Okay. Another thing that is very important when you send money from, let's say, dollars or euros, you should always liquidate the movement in the same currency, meaning that if you're sending dollars, we try to get dollars in Mexico. And once you agree with the exchange rate, then those dollars are going to be exchanged. There is a normal or a common practice that you send the dollars, they get exchanged in the air, and then you receive pesos. So when you receive them, then you find out the exchange rate. So normally that is not a real good surprise. The exchange rate is very low, or sometimes takes advantage of it, and people lose control of that because it's not even in the branch. That's being done automatically by the bank. So the difference here is that you're getting the US dollars or the euros. Okay, this state, meaning that exchange is not a must in a transfer. So that's what we mean by that. We're used to this because also many Mexicans, let's say many wealthy Mexicans hold around 35 to 45% of their wealth in dollars as well. So that's why we also manage dollars in Actinver, okay? Also on taxes, income tax on investment returns will be charged to your account. There is an obligation from the bank to charge the taxes, and you get a tax receipt from your bank every year, so you can present in the United States, so you don't get double taxation. Okay, that's for accountants and for your personal accounting information as well. So why? Sorry, a personal attention is having a personal banker who's going to tell you when to exchange. You're going to have advice of an investment portfolio, and you're a phone call or an email away, and you're not gonna do long lines. Okay, so this is every banker has their office where you're gonna be attended. I'll go around the bank in a few minutes with you so you can check it out. So you're being attended real time and as soon as you come. Okay. So in investment options is investment funds, equity funds, fixed income, all type of funds we have in Actinver. That's a specialty. You can also go in the stock market in Mexico, in the States, whatever. I mean, Mexicans hold assets all over the world. Right now, like a fixed income in a daily basis, we're getting around 9.5, 9.8%. This means that the money is available every day before 12 p.m. So every day before 12 p.m., you can access your capital getting access to a 9.8% rate, which is kind of the daily rate of the Mexican CETES. So if you're going to go in the Mexican CETES 28, 30 days, we can go up to 11.25, 11.40 even in some options. But the liquidity, then you lose some liquidity, okay? But in the daily basis, you get a 9.5 to a 10%, which is very good. You can also invest in currencies, as I told you, also derivatives. We have a lot of Forex notes, which are tied up to the exchange rate. And if the exchange rate does something or does the other, then you get a great yield, okay? And also the ETFs around it. And what we have, so I mean, we have the personal bankers here. We also have asset management. If it's a bigger account, or we're talking about larger assets or a trust also. So we have some families that manage their wealth in trust, like they own a company in Mexico, they own some properties, they own some rentals, whatever they own, and also the investment, they put it in a trust and they have Actinver manage it for them. Okay, so that's called a fideicomiso. I mean, some of foreigners are well known in the fideicomiso because you need a fideicomiso to buy a property if it's in the beach or very close to the border. But a fideicomiso, it is a trust, and it also works to manage assets as a third party. So if something happens to you, the trust department has instructions what to do with the capital, what to do with the assets. Okay, you also go for insurance and also leasing for companies. Yeah. Well, this would be it around what are the around the services. Vin, I don't know if you would like me to go through the expat information I had. We review in Vallarta. What do you say?
Thank you for watching the first part of this presentation by Bernardo from Actinver. He covered many topics, including why people choose Actinver, the services they offer, what's required for investment banking, and a few other topics. And this is just the first part of the presentation. The second part of the presentation goes into about 40 minutes of question and answers from the audience members that were on the webinar, including myself asking many questions such as the value of the peso, where they see it going, the stock markets in Mexico, the various investment options, as well as what's required for real estate transactions. We even discussed crypto and possibly buying real estate with Bitcoin, and a few other topics that are reserved for community members. And if you want to learn about why I moved to Mexico and how I'm seeking financial liberties, and I suggest expats do the same, watch this video in the link below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bernardo shared a lot of information on why expats are banking in Mexico, what Actinver has to offer, and we actually did another interview with him just this last month, which we discussed the Mexican economy, the outlook, and a lot of great topics. We're going to link that video in the description below, as well as right here. And if investment banking isn't for you and you're just looking for traditional banking, we have another video coming up very soon where we're discussing regular banking investment options in Mexico. If you have any questions about Mexico, we have an Ask Me Anything about Mexico. You post your questions down below. I'll try to answer it the best of my ability. And don't forget to watch the weekly news wrap up where we cover all the financial topics and about the economy, investing, what's going on in the world of finance in Mexico. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and talk to you soon.